All right, what's up, my brothers? So in this video, I want to talk about what women say versus what they do. You may have heard women say things like, I suck at replying, or perhaps we want you to be more vulnerable, and then their behavior sort of mismatches that. There's a couple of tweets here that I put out in the last week. This one here reads, when a woman says, I suck at replying, in quotations, what she's really saying is she has so little interest in you that she's replying to you now because she basically wants your attention or your validation, the beta type of attention, but she's never really going to do anything with you. She doesn't have any genuine burning desire like I talk about in chapter 3 of my book. Stop sulking, be better. There's another one here that I want to sort of frame as well in this video, and it's a comment from a female on a YouTube video. And the video is basically about men, vulnerability, mental health and stuff like that. And she says, men, please vent to women. We do care. We can't help it if you don't say anything. To which a gentleman responded that's obviously unplugged and understands the code. He says, we can't use your emotions and vulnerabilities against you if you don't say anything, end quote. So let's get on the road and have a little conversation about what women say and what they do when it comes to conversation pieces. So in context with the last post where she's basically saying we want you to be vulnerable, we want you to open out to us, cry on our shoulders, how are we supposed to help you guys if you don't tell us that you're hurting, basically? And let me tell you something, that might work in the context of therapy, that might work in the context of maybe a brother and a sister communicating, stuff like this. It may work in certain contexts, but in the context of a relationship, it doesn't. When guys become vulnerable and soft and express their emotions and sort of share what it is that's going on in their heads, I can tell you from my own personal experience, from the many men that I've consulted with, it turns women downstairs into a desert, if we're being honest. They don't like it. They say that they like it. They say, that you should be more expressive and cry on their shoulders and all that sort of stuff. But when you do, they go and look the other way. And, it's just a reality of female nature. They're not turned on by guys that emote. They're not turned on by guys that are soft or weak. They're not turned on by these men at all. They say they're turned on by them. They say that it's one of the things they wish men would do more. But when there's a conflict between what she's saying and her behavior, how she responds to weaker, softer men, believe her behavior, not what she says or what she wants. If you want to turn a woman off, if you want her to leave you, if you want her to divorce you, cry to her every day about how difficult your life is, how bad traffic was, how mean your boss is, and how evil your coworkers are to you, and how it's all so unfair. I guarantee you the clock will tick down to the end of that relationship within a reasonable period of time. Comment below, guys. We've all done it. And anybody that's done this before totally agrees. So in short, from that concept, she needs to understand that you get it. Okay, that's what women want. They want a guy that just gets it. I'm putting that in quotation. You don't cry to her about your problems. You talk to your boys about it. Okay, if you've got issues in your business, you should have a business coach. Talk to your business coach. Don't go crying home to your wife about how things are brutal and cash flow is tight and competition's trying to erase you. You talk to your business coach about it. You talk to your colleagues. You should be in some kind of a business forum. Things aren't going well. You're an employee. You have to talk to somebody else, but not your wife. She doesn't want to really hear your problems. She wants to know that you've got solutions to them. You might want to, from time to time, have a slight conversation and say, hey, I'd like your opinion on something that's happening here. How would you handle it? That's it. You don't need to tell her that you're having difficulty with it. You don't need to tell her that it could be the end of your business. I guarantee you, if you start doing things like that, things will be going south very quickly. But if you want to get a consult from that angle, fine. You can drop it on the table. You might have a chick that is in accounting. You might have a woman in your life that's a lawyer and you need some sort of a legal opinion on something. You can do it in passing, but not, oh, this is happening and I'm going to be underwater in 90 days if we don't do this, that, and the other thing. Again, women just want to know that you got it. She wants to be with a competent winner that can solve problems, not an incompetent whiner that complains about things consistently. Now, to the other point that I made earlier in the video where women will say something like, oh, I suck at replying, I'm just getting back to you now. I say this so many times when I'm having my one-on-one consultations with guys, but actions express priorities. A person's action, not just women, anybody's actions express their priorities in life, what is important to them and what is not important to them. I'm going to take it away from the context of women because that can get pretty boring sometimes. And I'm going to talk about a business that I was once involved in getting set up. Had this big idea at one point back in the day to open up an indoor go-kart track. And there was some investment money that was supposed to be purportedly coming from one of my partners. Did all the research, priced out gas versus electric, took a look at some units as far as what the commercial lease obligations were, any zoning bylaws, we have to have exhaust fans if it's a gas setup or anything like that. Went through all of that stuff over a number of weeks. In fact, it was probably about a month and a half or so, keeping the investor updated along the way. And as it got to the point closer to, we need to see a check here, he became more distant. He would reply slower. He wouldn't show up to meetings or would be exceptionally late. So again, actions express priorities. Somebody tells me they're very interested in investing in something, but when it comes time to put a pen to a piece of paper and write a check and it doesn't happen, or they become elusive or evasive or distant, again, those actions are telling me what their priorities are in their life, and the priority isn't what that was a couple decades ago. Fast forward to today when we're talking about women and stuff like that. Oh, I suck at replying. Really? If he's a hot dude, 6'4" linebacker of a football team in college, maybe just got recruited for the NFL or something like this, do you think she's gonna do the I suck at replying stuff to you? No, she's gonna be replying immediately. Her reply is gonna be coming so fast that even before you hit send, she's still replying to you. That's how fast she's gonna reply. When women have genuine burning desire for you, they will reply immediately. They don't leave you unread or wait days to get back to you, or I was so busy at work, or any of those things. They can't afford to be slow in replying because she knows that there's competition out there. So where does that leave you? Where does that bring you? It brings you to the point of, if you're not getting responses, if you're getting the I suck at replying over and over and over again, back to back to back, or some version of that, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with your estimation of your sexual marketplace value, right? Maybe you're trying to lean into women that you really can't qualify for at the end of the day. Because like I said earlier, if she has genuine burning desire, she's got strong interest in you because she sees you as that high value, she can't afford to I suck at replying because you've already got 18 dozen other gals in line that you can reply to, or that are already replying back to you. You see what I'm saying here? Actions express priorities. When there's a conflict between what is said and what is done, believe what is done. Believe the behavior. Don't always listen to what women say. There's a show that I'm doing on Monday nights. It kicks off at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time called Ladies Night. You'll see this happen in real life. You should check it out. Anyway, pin below in the top comment a bunch of useful links that I'm associated with, my book, my supplement line, and of course my other channels. Check it out. Comment below what's your experience been. Let me know what you think, guys. Peace out.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.